you beautiful souls. This is the Pursuit of Truth podcast with Jay. I hope that you are well today. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, before we get started with this podcast, to talk about mindfulness, right? I'm a mindfulness coach, and mindfulness is a mental practice that is rooted in these ancient traditions. And basically, it is maintaining a moment by moment awareness of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions and how they relate to the environment around you. And so, through this mindfulness, you can learn meditation as well. And this practice encourages us to be non judgmental and accepting that we're, having this experience, right? And, God has given us this amazing gift of life. And, here we are on this earth, and we're traveling about and going about our days on this earth. And right now it's a little bit chaos, right? We have where mindfulness is intersecting psychological warfare, and mindfulness is something that's been used by the military for a very long time, because the military, specifically military intelligence, has used psychological warfare and these tactics to influence beliefs, emotions, and behaviors. And so, if we know we are being programmed, which this is my perspective, we are, and the programming device is in our home, and we have media that's not telling us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But they've been, pushing out this propaganda for years. And this used to be against the law. Like, there's a law against this, but our government is doing this and has been. I want to say it was reinstituted back in 2012, if I'm not mistaken. And we can see the effects of this psychological warfare where, they've used fear tactics and misinformation and propaganda and all of these things to keep us distracted from what's really going on in the enemy's territory. And so, with that, we can make a choice whether or not we're going to continue to watch people. I'm talking about the media here. Are we going to continue to watch these people who we know are lying to us? Or are we going to step back for a while, gain our composure, learn mindfulness, connect with our soul, and then ask God for the discernment? Because that's something that I really encourage everyone to do, because psychological warfare is meant to induce stress. It's meant to disrupt our mental states. And if we don't have anything at our disposal in order to battle that, then this is why we are in survival mode. And we can fall into the control of the enemy because of the fear tactics. So I've always said, hey, step away. Step away. If there's nothing that you can do immediately, then it's time to step away so that you can gain this ability to see it for what it is. And so the shift is happening where humanity is starting to wake up to the nonsense and this psychological warfare that's been happening, which is biblical prophecy, by the way. And we can use this powerful tool of mindfulness to basically just to regulate our emotions, to decrease our stress, right? And studies have shown that mindfulness can enhance the resilience and improve our decision-making skills and reduce anxiety and depression. And decision-making skills in a spiritual war where there is psychological warfare going on is something that you need. It is a asset that you need to attain. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I stand by that. And people may argue with me. They can argue all they want. In order for you to get through this chaos, we have to learn how to be mindful in order to just be like, okay, where am I? I'm in my home. I'm safe. Everything is okay. Right. Um, we have nothing to fear, right? Unless it's at our doorstep, we have nothing to fear. And you know, the psychological warfare that I'm seeing going on is just, it's remarkable. My education is in psychology, and I find it extremely fascinating. Um, because what it does is it exploits these cognitive biases and weaknesses. And if you're not remaining mindful, how can you say, okay, I'm getting sucked into this? This is propaganda. This is misinformation. Maybe this is disinformation. If we are not mindful, how are we able to discern? And spiritual discernment comes from the discipline with sitting with the spirit on a daily and saying, okay, I've got this piece of information. Do I believe this or do I not? There's so many truths that are being released right now that it's important for us to understand that we don't have to we don't have to believe in anything, right? I always say, hey, jury's still out, because I don't have to make a decision whether something is true or it's not. Now, if I believe it is, then I'm going to stand by it until I have other information to disprove that, right? So we have to be open to any and all information, and we have to also be open to really cultivating patience, because we're on God's time here. We're not on our time, we're on God's time. And I understand that we've been programmed and we want instant gratification, but sometimes you're not going to get the answers right now. So that's why you have to be okay with not knowing if something really is true or it's not true. And then the better that you get with your spiritual discernment, then you really can start to see, okay, that's not right. Okay, that I believe. And does it really affect me? Just for me, I'm just like, okay, well, if it is, it is. If it isn't, it isn't. God will reveal it. And and so it's not to get caught up in all of this propaganda and the misinformation and disinformation and all of this. It's just because it literally can make you nuts. It really can make you just, you know, it can be too much on you, psychologically speaking. So, um, when we practice mindfulness, we can promote these amazing attributes that humans have, and that's empathy and compassion and to do no harm to our brothers and sisters. And we can look at this, and then we have the propaganda and all of that coming in, where we can just say, okay, let's look at this. We have to be willing and open to all information and to hold our judgment, because at the end of the day, we really truly don't know what's going on unless it's in front of us. And this is why I talk about mindfulness, because if we can just sit back and observe and free of emotion, free of attachment of emotion, and any of that, then we can really see what's going on. And the thing with fear is that these fear tactics can really truly interrupt our ability to critically think. It can interrupt our ability to make, decisions about, uh, whether I go or whether I stay, right? So, we've had people who are moving all over the country. I got into that too because of, and I'm speaking from experience because of fear. Um, Fear can make us do a lot of things that we wouldn't do normally. And so This is why mindfulness is so important during psychological warfare because it intersects, right? You've got all of the psychological warfare going on that can really affect our cognitive ability. And so it really truly is a powerful tool to help us withstand and counteract the effects of psychological warfare, which we are seeing. And when we're on this hamster wheel of the mainstream media, whoever you listen to, they're all owned by the globalists from Telegram because we're getting information globally about what's going on. And so I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about it because, meditation and mindfulness, this concept of mindfulness, it really truly is a useful tool to help you stay sane in this chaos that we are experiencing. And it also it can also help others, right? That you're not feeding into it when they're going off the rails, right? We all go off the rails. I go off the rails every now and again. If I sit there and watch mainstream media for 10 minutes, I'm pissed off. And I'm just like, whoa, 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 and it can really start to trigger some things. And being triggered is not a bad thing because that gives us an opportunity to question, okay, what is going on here? Why am I being triggered by this? But what I'm talking about is this, mainstream media and keeping up with that crazy nonsense because all it is psychological warfare. And it's like, at some point we just have to you know, keep our ear there, but really understand we're being manipulated. And I think when you understand that, it's a game changer. When you're mindful of it, it's a game changer. Um, and then I just want to encourage people, get involved in your locality because that's really where you can make the difference. If you are, unfortunately, in this realm that we live in this earthly realm, if we have this thing called money, which is a currency. And so most of the time, if you really want to make a difference from a global standpoint, you really have to have the platform to do it. You have to have the monetary means to do it. So that's why I encourage people, change starts at the local level. So get involved in your local communities. If you don't like what's being voted in, get involved. Because some of the stuff that's happening at the local level, especially with regard to schools and children, is really disturbing. So there's areas there that, you can get involved in and understand that the change that we want to see, it comes with us. The change will happen when we step in to our greatness and we heal ourselves and we start to look at and come to the realization that A, we've been lied to, 2, we don't know it all. And that this psychological warfare that we've been under for many, many years, okay? Many years. I'm talking at least 10 really hardcore years of it. 10, maybe 10 or 12 hardcore years of it. But it's been going on for a long time. And you have Hollywood, that's the predictive programming machine. Oh, that just happens in the movies. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And this is what we're dealing with because the biblical prophecy that's happening right now is this psychological warfare. It just goes back that the enemy does seek to destroy and conquer. So I don't want to get off on a tangent, but I wanted to talk about that. And that I know I see people really suffering because they're just on this mainstream media loop, and it's not healthy. So sometimes you got to step away from it, take a break, let the spirit heal you, do the healing work, and then be able to go back and really be like, eh. And I'm speaking from my perspective. I stepped away from all of that nonsense for 6 months. I got off of social media. I didn't watch the mainstream media. I drove all over the country, from Florida up to Oregon to Maine, all over. Okay. To just really get to the soul of this country. And I would say the majority of the people in this country are good people, and they can see what's going on. And if you're just sitting somewhere and you're like judging, um, your fellow countrymen that live in that state, I'm going to judge you, and you're just this and you're just that. Like, no, that's not cool. We have to really just. This is a time for us to heal, and that happens when we do the work ourselves, right? And the change that we want to see, we have to be a part of that, and that starts with us. It starts with us. Um, so yeah, that's just my food for thought today. And I mentioned to you this podcast is about the Real Boog, and I had an opportunity to sit down with the Real Boog, who is a music producer born and raised in Southern California. He went to school for music production and music engineering. He plays the acoustic and electric guitars and produces all genres of music. He loves all music. He grew up with bands like Blink 182, Korn, Deftones, Slipknot. I know some of these bands, they sound familiar to you. And then he moved into hip hop, rap, house, and now he produced this amazing album, Incendio, which is a Latin album. It is a collaboration of Latin artists. And what an amazing album. I know I gushed about it in the last podcast with Marco Arto. But yeah, I sat down with Boog, and we had an opportunity to talk about how he went to school for music engineering, and that he started recording more over the years, and his love for all types of music, and how he produces on the spot, how he hears something in his head and he has it done before he even gets to the computer to lay it out. He doesn't read sheet music. He was never trained. He just vibes, and it all comes to him. And well, that, my friends, is a gift, and it is a divine gift at that. So I really enjoyed my conversation with Boog. Really awesome guy. And I'm just so excited to see where this project goes. I know he's getting a lot of traction on Incendio, and I think it's just awesome. So hats off to you and the Enlightened Music Group. You guys really, it's you got to go download that album. I know I've said it. If I said it once, I said it 10 times. You got to. just my perspective. So I guess without further ado, let's roll it. And here is my interview with the Real Boog of the Enlightened Music Group, music producer, born and raised in Southern California. I hope that you enjoy. Thank you so much for dialing in today, and thanks for listening. And here we go. And I have the Real Boog in the house. What's up?
Yay, what's up?
How you doing?
Another day, another dollar.
Hey, thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
So this project that you guys are working on, man, it's like a labor of love.
Yeah,
sounds like.
Yeah, it's awesome. I can't wait to drop it, Friday, May 3rd.
Yeah.
Incendio, it's going down.
It's going down.
Yep, straight Latin album, straight heat.
So talk to me where this all started. So you're from, where are you from?
I'm from Victorville, California, some distant land in the desert on the way to Vegas.
Desert?
Mm-hmm.
Hot.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's where you're from.
Mm-hmm.
And so what made you get into music?
Sheesh. I mean, it's been so long, It's actually funny. I used to like this band, Blink 182.
Oh, wow.
I
learned
Who
doesn't?
Yeah, I learned every one of their songs on guitar, and it really taught me how to put together music. And when I was younger, I played in bands with a couple of my buddies from my city, and just started going from there. I ended up going to school for music, and then from there I just
Where'd
kept
you go to school?
Los Angeles Film School.
Wow.
And then from there, I learned more engineering, and just been pushing ever since, So it's been a while,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
yep.
Hey, I think
We here now.
now is the time. Why not?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
I think, well, we're talking about this with Marco, that
Yeah.
there's a shift, right? We are feeling this. People want more. Like they want more out of life, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's an amazing
Yeah.
thing.
It's I've always been the type of person, follow your passions, do the things that, you care about,
Yeah.
because, life's short. So, I mean, you don't want to look back and be like, oh, man, I wasted my time,
Right.
So,
Yeah, life is short.
Yeah.
It truly is. And, it is. It's all about stepping in, to your sovereignty. And, God gives you that confidence.
Yeah.
And you were sharing that earlier when we were all sitting here together about, just tapping into the spirit of God. And God gives you that confidence to just,
yeah.
and-
Definitely,
and you're in that creative space.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing thing.
Yeah. It, like I said, life is short,
Yeah.
you just got to do what you, love doing,
So on this album, you have 4 artists.
Yeah.
So talk to me about each one of them, and tell me, what it was like to work with these artists on this album.
Oh, man. Always a great time, with everybody. And, everybody really put it down and put their passion in on it. We have Teso, he lives in the Bay over in Northern California,
Wow.
and he, he'll drive all the way out here just for a song, record the song, leave the next day. And, Koki, he'll drive far, like to come over, handle it, record it all down, write it and be able to perform. Performance recording is a lot,
Absolutely.
So they come out here, and they just drop it all right there without even writing and stuff, And
Yeah.
Marco, he comes in and kills it. He has super cool melodies, a really nice voice. We have Illusion too, and that guy he's a beast. Like he could write. Like this guy could write. He has melodies and he says a lot of cool stuff in his music. And it's just been amazing.
Where is he from?
He's actually from Victorville as well,
Oh,
but
wow.
right now he's in Texas. Yeah.
Oh.
So hopefully, he hears this podcast and he's like, yo, I got to come back to Cali, Come on,
Yeah,
Illusion, come back to Cali, bro.
Come on now. So did he move to Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Where in Texas?
You know what? I'm sorry, Illusion. I'm not even too sure right now.
No,
Because I think he just
okay.
moved right now,
I mean,
but I know
Texas is
he's
a big
around out there.
state.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It could be anywhere.
Yeah, so it's been an amazing journey, and all of the artists, it's been really tough, and everybody pulled through, and it's just been amazing, now that it's all done and it's all together, it's just, I can't wait to do another one, We have a lot of cool things coming, and I'm just excited. I feel like this album is really gonna open the floodgates,
Yeah.
because now everybody's just gonna start dropping, and it's just gonna be new music from everybody, and we're really pushing Enlightened Music Group right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we really, want to have like just things going off all the time, and get people excited about it too.
So talk about the Enlightened Music Group.
Yeah.
So what is that all about?
So Enlightened, one day it was created back in like 2017,
Okay.
and I've always been one, I'm really into ancient cultures.
Okay,
I'm really into
cool.
like energy and things like that, and I
Nice.
always felt enlightened.
Yeah.
And that's something that I would like to give people, enlighten them,
Right. Right.
And it just kind of really stuck with me one day. And then all this music started coming together, all the artists, and everybody just flows so well. It's always such a good time and positive vibes, and now we're here, putting it together, building up, So it's definitely been a journey, and we have a lot more to go,
So how long were you working on this project? How long did it take?
Well, funny thing about that is, so, I made one song, and it was about in, I want to say, like, October.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't make anything else until about January. And
Wow.
then from January to like February, we created the whole album.
Wow.
Yeah, like the whole album. Everybody comes and I don't know, like I just kept
Yeah.
making music, and like, you know, like Koki, like he's all over that album, you know, and he comes and he does one of these songs and I feel defeated. I'm like, oh, you beat me? I was like, you need another one? You need another one? Yeah, you know? So
Right.
then I'm like, okay, I got to start
You're not
cooking up.
challenged
Yeah.
You're
Like,
not
okay.
challenged enough.
Yeah,
I
like,
love
okay,
it.
you still hungry? All right, let's go.
Oh, wow.
And then,
That's so amazing.
you know, same thing with everybody, which is crazy, you know, because I'm only one producer, you know. And,
Right.
And from Koki to Marco to Teso to Illusion, everybody just so fast, you know, and everybody just really feels it and it just comes together, to which is really inspiring to me, you know.
Absolutely.
Because as a producer, you know, I can make a lot of music and it's just kind of sitting around, you know, but it's like the artists really bring it to life, you know, and I love hearing like what they see and what it makes them feel, you know, and after listening to everything, it just really makes me really proud, you know, and I get so excited. I just get this rush, you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, let's do another one. Let's do another one. Like, we laughed so hard in the studio. Like, it was so fun, you know, and
Yeah.
I love that. You know,
It
like
should
I
be fun.
love that. I don't get that from anything else really, you know, that thrill, you know, and it's like, wow, you know, everybody's so excited and, you know, it's like a really good vibe. Love it. Really
That's
good energy.
amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, when you just get in that flow, it's like it just comes together.
Yeah, and that's what's so cool, you know, is everybody's like me. Like we don't really sit down and have this plan. Okay, let's see what we're going to write this about and let's see this. We come in, have a good time, good laughs and stuff, get the vibe right. And we just start playing some keys, start playing some drums, and then just go in and boom. Like our process is so wild, you know, and that's what I love. So inspiring because, you know, it's when I'm that type of musician, you know, and then being around these type of musicians, it complements each other well, you know, and
Absolutely.
it's so awesome because I love art, any type of art, you know, and music is just art to me, you know, just, hey, let's just go in and create, you know, and I love it, you know.
Well, you guys got me excited about this album. I cannot wait. You know, I might need help with the translation, but that's
you know,
okay.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
I'm willing to learn. I'm open to learn.
Heck yeah.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So, what's up next? Like, you know, I'm sure you guys are like, okay, we're gonna do this, but do you have anything ideas in the
we actually
churning?
we actually have singles already done.
Oh wow.
And we have music already done, and we have pretty much a plan to like where somebody is releasing music.
Nice.
You know, Illusion, he's about to come out with his own album right now, and it sounds so good. I got about 3 or 4 songs on his, and then we have this girl Esley. She sings really, really good. I have a couple songs from her already done. Teso, we already have one.
Not to interrupt you, but I'm going to interrupt Esley.
Yeah.
Where
Esley.
is she from?
You know what? She's from like around like Sylmore kind of area, you know, but she moved up to the Palmdale, I want to say.
Okay.
You know, so it's closer to us.
Yeah.
So it's actually like super cool. It works out like really well, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, and then Koki has some stuff going on right now. This guy is freaking 2 albums going on at one time, you know, plus anything that, you know, is coming, you know, he's just going to kill it right away, you know, and Marco's working right now too. So it's like, this album is, you know, it's been in the making, you know, but we've also, you know, planned the future out more too, to where it's like, okay, we're about to open these floodgates. Like, we have to be ready.
Yeah, you have to be ready.
You know, people are going to be wanting to hear more and more from everybody. And, you know, it's really exciting, you know. So the Enlightened Music Group movement, you know, is about to be pretty hard right now, you know. And,
I love it. I think it's so important now to just create from a space of really good intention.
Yeah, definitely.
To put that out into the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we can't fight hate with more hate. We have to fight it with love.
Heck yeah.
And when we're putting that positive, loving vibration out there, it's gonna catch.
Yeah, you know,
It's
I
gonna
mean,
catch.
especially with the music, you know, and lyrics and everything, you know, if it could touch somebody or help somebody too, you know, or
Yeah.
you know, get people through times, like that's awesome, you know, like you know, I just got a love for the music and everybody does too, and it just feels so natural, you know.
You're in that sweet
Yeah.
spot. You
Yeah,
know, and things are happening. I mean, Marco and I talked about that
Yeah.
there's this shift, right?
Mhm.
People want more.
Yeah.
They're tired of this low vibrational, like, it's like it gets old.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and
Like,
you know,
what does that have to do? Like, that's
Yeah.
not telling a story about what's going on in the world, right? And
Yeah.
and the craziness of things and
Yeah, dude, you know,
the
it's
emotions that are surrounded by that.
yeah, you wake up every day and there's something else going on, you know,
Always.
and it's crazy. And you know, that's the thing about music. Like I don't really do music for anybody. I do it for myself.
Yeah.
You know, because it's therapy. It's therapy. No, and you know what's crazy is
Got the peanut gallery over here.
It's right. Dude? Come on, bro. Come on, man. No, but I mean, it's self therapy to me.
Oh yeah.
I feel, I'm telling you, like I could be feeling down and make something and just, oh my gosh, you know, listening back to it over and over. Or if I do lyrics on a song, hearing what I said, you know, is actually really helped me, you know, especially about talking about tough times.
Yeah.
Listening back to it, you know, and you're like, wow, you know, like, so, you know, I just love it, you know, it's just flowing right now.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And, you know, we do unfortunately live in a system that, like, you can really, man, something negative can happen and that can really impact you. But if you're really like aware of it, right, and you have
Yeah.
this sense of mindfulness around it, you're like, whoa, wait a minute. You know
Mhm.
what's going on here?
Yeah.
Let me be in the presence of my thoughts, my
Yeah.
feelings and emotions about what this thing is that's coming at me, and I can choose how I react to it
Yeah. See, and that's
or
the
not
thing.
even react to it.
That's the thing, you know, you got to pick and choose your battles.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
And sometimes I disconnect. You
Oh,
know,
me
and I
too.
feel like that's the best thing sometimes, you know,
Oh, you
when
have
you're
to.
just not on the internet or you're not looking at news or you're not, you know, like into everything.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to, you know, like every morning I spend time to myself, you know, like natural sunlight,
Yep.
you know, get my thoughts together, really just think about everything. You know, I try to take that time just to, you know, tune everything out.
Yeah.
Really, you know,
Yeah.
and just think about everything and just get ready to tackle everything.
Yeah, you know, I think that when you can be in the presence of that, right?
Yeah.
Like sitting in, whether it's nature or you go out on your back porch or whatever, or you go out on the
Yeah.
front, wherever, and you're sitting and you're letting the sun hit. We need
Yeah.
the sun.
It's natural.
The sun is our life force.
Yeah, you know.
So yeah, I mean that's amazing.
Yeah, and especially being, you know, like an audio producer, engineer,
Yeah.
you know, I'm behind the screen a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah,
You know, so
yeah,
I'm
so
like,
you got-
oh man, I need to go get some
Yeah.
fresh air. I'm in the studio, I'm watching the screen, like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I really try to take these things outside of the studio.
Yeah.
And I really feel like it helps my music too because I have a clear mind, you know, and
Yeah.
I don't right now I'm so focused. Like I'm more focused more
Yeah.
than ever, and I feel like I've lived life and I've done a lot of things, you know, and I've wasted time and I've wasted opportunities, you know, when I should have really kind of went a little bit harder. And you know, like now it's, you know, it's going, you know, it's just
Well-
going now, you know, we're pushing, you know.
Absolutely. So let's play a song
Yeah,
that
let's
you're
check it out.
most proud of
Yeah,
on
heck
this
yeah.
album.
That one's gonna be tough because I'm telling you, like when people hear this
Yeah.
album, it's like they're all singles, like they're
Oh,
all fire,
yeah.
you know. But I got a song
Yeah.
for you guys, you know.
Okay, cool.
It's called Zende, you know,
Okay.
off the new album, Incendio, and it's fire, you know. Koki and Marco are on it, and murdered it, you know.
Wow.
So I mean, yeah, check that out.
All right, let's tee that up real quick.
Boom.
tenemos una vida, este es un nuevo día. No me importa lo que digan, yo voy a vivir la vida. Ahora mira cómo brillan cuando cae la melodía. Pongan las manos para arriba y sienten la energía. Y dime que tú tienes, algo viene con fuego y crucenes. También la nieve te entretiene. Llegó mi hermano que es colombiano, dice que la llave siempre aquí está matando. Siga bailando y salte, mi gente está yendo el ambiente, pero no se arrepiente. Mi gente se mueve y se mueve la serpiente. Tratan de robar tu energía, sé valiente. Báilalo si tú lo sientes. Este ritmo es pa' mi gente. Mujer linda, vete pa' frente. Más cerquita es más caliente.
All right. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, you know, it gets you really moving, you know,
Yeah,
right? Like high
yeah.
energy, you know, and I see people, you know, just fire energy, just boom, you know, just it's really gets you going, you know. So I'm excited.
I'm so excited
Yeah.
for you guys. I
Heck
really
yeah.
am. I'm
That
over
means a
here.
lot.
I'm like,
That means a
I
lot.
mean,
Heck yeah.
really, I'm so
It's
excited.
super
And,
awesome.
and I thank you so much for coming onto the podcast
Heck
point
yeah.
and
Heck
just
yeah.
sitting down and just telling me, you know, about your journey and sharing this amazing music. And I'm over here. I'm a fan, and I'm like, I can't even. Y'all are just gonna kill it. You really are. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, you know, thank you for having me, you know. Just want to give a quick shout out to Khalil, you know. I mean, putting everything together and stuff, and he's introducing like a lot of people, and you know,
That's his gift. He's that.
I keep
he's that
telling him, I'm
person,
like,
right?
bro, like
He's
you are
that
the
guy-
man.
He's
You
that
know what I'm
guide,
saying?
right?
Yeah.
He brings.
Yeah,
he
you know.
sees, you know, all of this
Yup.
amazing
Yeah, you know.
talent and potential, and he just pulls it in. And it's like,
Yeah.
what is going on,
Yeah, you
man?
know,
I'm
I
like,
love
this
it,
is pretty
dude.
cool. So
I love it, you know, and you
Yeah.
know, just shout out to my whole team, you know, Koki, Thesso, Marco, Illusion, you know, we got Esley coming up, you know, Khalil, we got, you know, I'm really blessed to have a lot of good people in my life right now. So I'm excited for the album Incendio, May 3rd. Let's go.
let's go.
Sheesh.
All right.
Unveiling the layers of light.